Hello, welcome back to our Transformation Tuesday, full of tips, tricks, and ways to be able to transform our health and wellness, right? I'm Kelly Frick, and let's start this journey. Let's just have some fun today. We're going to talk about our 5 fingers, which we're going to talk about our pillars of health, really and truly, is what we're going to talk about. And I want us to think of it as kind of like our 5 fingers of, how they're connected to our hand, right? And how they support each other, that they need each other, and how there's foundational, right? There's certain fingers that are stronger, that require a little bit more work, a little bit more effort, but it supports our entire hand, which supports our entire being, right? So we talked a little bit last week about the pillar of nutrition. And so nutrition is super important, is making sure that we're connecting with high vibration food, of remembering that food isn't moral, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just higher vibration, lower vibration, greater in nutrients or lower in nutrients. So when we're focusing on high vibration foods that are, living, breathing in a way, right? Fresh fruits and vegetables are high vibration. They are full of amazing, juicy nutrients, right? They can help balance our hormones, detox our body, remove lots of excess estrogen, especially for us women. So being mindful of our food helps our hormones. And how does that help our mind then? So what it does is when we're eating in a way that is increasing our vibration, increasing our energy, then we're able to think clearer, and we're able to respond to our emotions a lot better. We're able to not have those triggers and bring us down, right? And sometimes it's as simple as, yes, we may need, finding an oil. So sometimes it might be, we might not be motivated to do something physically. We need a little bit mental. So it's this whole cyclical thing of where our thinking leads to our feelings, leads to our actions, leads to our belief system, which then feeds more into our thinking, right? So sometimes we need to be able to be synergistic with it. So let's say we use an oil to be able to help shift our thinking, right? By putting an oil on our palm, palm diffusing. So let's say I use an oil specifically to be able to help support my sugar craving, right? Of knowing that I don't want to reach for that donut at 3 o'clock because I know it's a lower vibration food, and it might at the moment feel really good and taste really good, but I know within 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'm not going to like myself about it. I'm going to have sugar crashes. I'm going to feel low energy. It's going to mucky with my brain, things like that. So I want to be able to support myself. So by using an oil to help myself just breathe in, and to be able to support the emotion, why I may or may not choose something that is lower vibration, to then be able to shift to making that physical choice to choose the apple instead, because I know that it's still going to be sweet, it's going to be crunchy, it's going to make me feel good, and it's going to make me happy and smile, and it's going to last, right? So then our next pillar, or our next finger, is going to be exercise. Exercise also, there's so much studies out there, right, talking about how it supports not only us physically, it supports us mentally. Great studies that talk about how a person who is depressed, and doing different studies of them being on particular medicines versus exercise as the regimen, and just having great successes with that. So definitely look into that. Check that out. Understand that exercise definitely creates a trigger in the brain to help support us and to lift our moods. So again, sometimes we're not motivated to exercise, right? And we know that we have to physically do it to be able to get the mental and the emotional turnabout. So how can we have that mental and emotional turnabout? By picking an uplifting oil, palm diffusing, and reminding us, I can do this. I can do this. I want to do this because I know that I'm going to physically feel better. I'm mentally going to feel better, and it's going to shift my emotions to a much better place so that it then really supports that cycle of thinking, feeling, acting, believing, feeding into thinking again, right? So then our third finger or third pillar is our stress management. Having a solid morning routine. I don't know how many of you have heard about the miracle morning, right? Definitely drop below number 3, miracle morning, hands up if you've heard about miracle morning. So it's all about setting up a morning routine that really nurtures yourself. And again, science and studies have shown us that when we have a morning routine that feeds into self-care, feeds into, just really nailing what we want to be able to accomplish during the day, we're able to accomplish so much more. We're able to take care of ourselves better. So having stress management is, about our morning routine as well as our evening routine. Now, let's take a little bit of time to talk about this third pillar, this third finger of stress, and why it's so important. Stress diverts our blood flow from our digestion and our hormonal system. It primes us for battle, all right? So physical stresses can cause weight issues, energy lows, aches and pains, anxiety, right? And emotional stresses can become chronic worrying, overwhelm, becoming overreactive, edginess, forgetfulness, right? So some ways that we can shift ourselves into that fight, out of that fight or flight of stress, is remembering some self-care practices, things like laughing, going for a walk, just dancing, taking time to schedule a massage once a month, or once a week. Heaven forbid we do something as wonderful and glorious as that for ourselves, to circulate our blood flow and to circulate our emotions, get all that junk pushed out and moved out, right? But we tend to think that, I can't invest in myself in a massage because, it costs too much. Well, doesn't it cost more when we're having to go to the doctors for medicine after medicine? Doesn't it cost more when we're having to, miss work because of the stress? Doesn't it cost us more when we're not engaging in our family life and in our family time? So remember that when we do little things for ourselves, we're investing in ourselves rather than throwing away money or wasting money. Shift that mindset of investing in yourself. Another self-care is music, meditation, nature, being with nature, gardening, whatever. Put your feet in the dirt, in the sand. All right. So again, sometimes it's a matter of getting our mental, our emotions to follow our physical, to be able to really put into these routines, or to have it to where they're going simultaneously. We know that physically we need to just move forward, right, in order to be able to get the mind, to get the emotions to follow. But sometimes it's that emotion of getting ourselves to do the physical, right? So again, using oils to palm diffuse that are really supportive. So some oils that might be supportive of stress management will be bergamot because it's uplifting and relieves anxious feelings. Cedarwood is really natural and grounding. Clary sage helps alleviate tension as well as cramping. Frankincense is grounding as well. Lavender calming. Wild orange gives us, abundant thinking and feeling, things like that. So then our fourth finger, our fourth pillar, is the toxin burden. We want to make sure that while we're cleaning up the toxins of our internal health, of our physical health, our emotional health, our stress, right? All that stuff, that we are also minimizing or eliminating toxins environmentally. So ways that we can do that is to make sure that we're cleaning our house with green cleaning type of thing. So super simple is taking out all the chemicals, because what happens is chemicals stress our body out, and they create these xenoestrogens that can then really mess with our immune system and mess with our hormonal system. So some super simple tips is using vinegar, essential oils, Epsom salts, and baking soda. Those are some of my mainstays of cleaning my house. That super simple, and I can use them for everything and anything. Remembering that toxins affect our body's ability to create oxidation of our free radicals. So basically, we want to be able to sweep our cells to stay clean, right? But toxins prevent us from being able to do that. So any chemically laden cleaners or processed food or overly soy products even will create toxin loads in our system. So reducing our toxin load is super helpful and important. So then our fifth pillar is self-care rituals, which really feed into the stress management, right? They help each other. See how, again, these 5 fingers, these 5 pillars, they support the foundation of our hand, the foundation of our entire being. So some really great ways of self-care rituals that we can expand on what we talked about, which was, we already talked about meditation, laughing, walks, dance, music, massage, nature, but also baths. Epsom salt baths with specific essential oils, depending on whatever emotion you're needing to be able to support or alleviate, aches and pains, things like that. That's a really great way to be able to create self-care. Scheduling an aroma touch technique, scheduling a date with your spouse or a loved one or your family members. I schedule a date with my daughter at least every other week, because it's self-care. She knows how to live in the moment, and she's amazing about that. So I make sure that her and I are feeding into each other's self-care so that we can go out and just be girls and be giggly and have fun. So these are our 5 pillars, our 5 fingers of our foundation of our health that really help strengthen and hold us up. So how does this affect us female-wise as women, all right, is remembering our hormones affect so many different things with our body, all right? So for us as women, we have 3 main reproductive, our 3 main reproductive hormones are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So the estrogen is produced primarily in our ovaries, and it affects our growth and development, and it regulates our menstruation cycle. Our progesterone is produced in our ovaries during our period, and it's also produced in our placenta during pregnancy, and produced in our adrenal glands, and it's responsible for prepping the uterus and regulating our cycles and maintaining a pregnancy. Then testosterone, it's produced in the ovaries and the adrenals, and it influences our bone strength, our muscle mass, and our libido. All right, so these 3 pillars are super important for helping, or these 3 hormones are super helpful for our pillars. So our pillars actually support these 3 hormones, and they again work together synergistically. So take a moment today and think about which one of these fingers, these pillars, do you need to focus on a little bit more to be able to strengthen your foundation. Do you need to be incorporating a little bit more self-care rituals? Do you need to be looking at your toxin burden? Sorry about that. Do you need to be able to really address your stress management? Is the area that you're stressed at because your sleep isn't so great? Do you need to address your exercise, get a little bit more movement to help, lift your mood? Or do you need to address your nutrition and your relationship with food, in the fact of not moralizing it, but seeing how higher vibration food can really support your system to be able to support your mind, support your emotions, and to create that beautiful belief system for yourself, to know that you are worthy and that you are enough. Definitely drop comments below. I would love to be able to hear any of your insights on these 5 fingers, pillars of our health and wellness and foundation, how you can transform your health. And if you found this valuable and awesome, please do share this with anybody that you think would find this valuable and awesome, because we want to spread amazing ripples of wellness, right? We want to transform everybody's health from an illness mindset to a wellness mindset, because when we're in wellness, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. And if you would like to be able to have a special transformation blend that focuses on being the amazing woman that you are, or guy, I have guy blend and men blend, let me know, and I would love to be able to send you a free recipe of a superpower transformation blend. So you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and I look forward to visiting with you next Tuesday for our next Transformation Tuesday talk. All right, you take care and God bless.